My mother's wedding invitation arrived on a Tuesday, and I stared at it for a long time before I decided exactly what I was going to do. She was 54. Griffin was 23. I'm 27, which means I watched my mother fall for a man 4 years younger than me. A man who moved into my childhood home within 3 months, dismantled my late father's study to build a gaming room, and gutted the kitchen my dad built with his own hands because Griffin saw something better on TikTok. She cashed out my father's retirement account to fund all of it. 30 years of careful saving, gone. When she first introduced him over dinner at a restaurant she couldn't actually afford, Griffin looked at me, did a slow double take, and said, "Wait, are you older than me?" I told him by 4 years. He laughed the kind of laugh that means nothing. My mother reached over and squeezed his hand like she was keeping him from floating away. I called her when the engagement was announced. "Mom, you've known him 5 months." She was quiet for a second, then said, "Your father and I dated for 3 years, and he still died. Time doesn't promise you anything." She wasn't wrong. That made it worse. I found Griffin's mother on Facebook 3 days after the invitation arrived. Her name was Dottie, 57 years old, 2 towns over. I sent her a message explaining who I was and asked if she'd come to the wedding as my date. She responded in 4 minutes. "I've been waiting for someone in that family to reach out. Pick me up at 5. We met for coffee first. She was sharp, warm, and completely clear-eyed about her son. "Griffin has done this before," she told me, wrapping her hands around her mug. "4 times now. He finds women with stability, women who are lonely or in transition, and he moves in until the money is gone. I tried to warn your mother directly. She blocked me. I felt something settle in my chest, not satisfaction, more like the strange calm of knowing you're doing the right thing, even though it's going to cost you something." Wedding day, I picked Dottie up at 5. She wore a navy dress and pearls and had the kind of quiet elegance that fills a room without asking for it. We walked in arm in arm, and I watched the energy shift the moment people registered who she was. My mother was standing near the gift table when she saw us. Her face moved through confusion, recognition, and then something harder. She pulled me aside immediately. "You brought his mother? You brought my stepfather," I said. Across the lawn, Griffin had spotted Dottie. The color left his face. I spent the reception mirroring my mother and Griffin deliberately, offering Dottie a bite of cake when they fed each other, dancing with her when they danced, staying close and attentive in a way that made the whole performance visible for what it was. I wasn't trying to be cruel. I was trying to hold up a mirror. Then came the toasts. After my mother's best friend finished a speech about love being ageless and fearless, I stood up. The room stilled. My mother's hand tightened on Griffin's arm. "Mom, I love you," I said. "I want you happy more than anything, but I also need you to be safe." I looked at Griffin. "Dottie told me you've done this 3 times before. Same pattern every time." Griffin said nothing. He looked at the floor. Dottie stood up beside me without any drama, without any performance. She spoke directly to my mother, steady and quiet. "I'm sorry to do this here, but I have bank statements from the other women if you want to see them. I tried to reach you before it got this far." The room was completely silent. My mother looked at Griffin. He didn't look up. She looked at Dottie. She looked at me. Then she looked at the 4-tier cake she'd bought with my father's retirement savings, and something behind her eyes gave way. They annulled the marriage 6 weeks later. My mother hasn't spoken to me since, but last week she called and left a voicemail. 12 seconds of silence, and then 2 words, "Thank you."